Welcome to SwimClub Manager. Today we will be going over the finances section, including invoicing and bank reconciliation. Invoices are managed by invoice periods, and an invoice period can be any length of time you like. In this example, our imaginary club invoices its members every month. The club has various swim groups and we will be invoicing the development group today. Go to Finances, Invoices, add invoice period. This page contains the following fields. Invoice period title, enter a descriptive title here. It will be displayed on the associated invoices and any account statements you send to your members. Payment due date, whatever you select here will be set as the associated invoice's due date. Date from, the date this invoice period starts. Date to, the date this invoice period ends. Invoice type, the type of invoice this is. To set these up, go to Setup, Finances, Invoice Types. Account code, set an account code here to categorize your invoice payments for your profit and loss reporting. Collect payment via Go Cardless. If you have integrated Go Cardless to collect payments from your members via direct debit, unchecking this will not allow Go Cardless to take payments for all associated invoices. Leave this checked and Go Cardless will collect payments from all members who have direct debit mandates set up, on the invoice due date. Select individual members. If you only want to invoice a few members individually, select them here. Which fees to use, leave this as it is, and the system will use the fees assigned to the groups, sessions, or fees that you select below. Set it to an ad hoc fee and you can enter the invoice details manually. Today we will be using the fee that is assigned to the development group. Ignore member discounts. If you have any members that have discounts associated with their account, you can bypass those discounts by checking this option. Now we will select the development group, then click on the Add Invoice Period button at the bottom. The system will invoice every member that is assigned to our development group, and the amount on the invoice will be whatever we have that group fee set as. In this case, £10. Note, you must make sure that every member you want to invoice has the Receives Group Invoices checked under the Fees tab on their account page. Now, view your invoices page, and you will see all of the invoices we just created. Receiving payments for invoices. There are a couple of ways that members can pay for their invoices. These are as follows. Direct debit. To set up for direct debit payments, go to Setup, Finances, Direct Debit Payments, and follow the instructions. If you already have a Go Cardless account, you can log in here. If you don't, you can also register here. Once completed, you will be redirected back to SwimClub Manager. Once set up, all your members need to do is click on the Direct Debit tab on their dashboard and follow the instructions to set up a mandate. The system will instruct Go Cardless to take a payment from your member's bank account on the invoice due date. It takes a few days whilst the transaction goes through the Go Cardless and the bank's systems. Importing direct debit mandates. If you already use Go Cardless, click on the List Go Cardless mandates and you can assign one or more members to each of your direct debit mandates. Credit and debit cards. To accept card payments, you must first set up Stripe integration. Go to Setup, Finances, Online Invoice Payments, and follow the instructions. Once set up, your invoices will contain a link for your members to click on to pay via credit or debit card. If your members pay by either direct debit or card, the invoice will automatically be marked as paid. If your members pay via another method, such as a bank transfer, you will need to mark the invoices as paid manually. Marking invoices as paid. Go to Finances, Invoices, View Invoices and you will see all of your unpaid invoices. The system will pre-populate the paid date with today's date, and the total with the total amount due, but you can edit them if need be. Under and over payments. If a member underpaid an invoice, edit the total amount to reflect what they actually paid. If a member overpaid an invoice, edit the total amount to reflect what they actually paid. The system will automatically create a credit note for the difference. Remember to click the Update checkbox. Do this for all the relevant invoices, then click the Update Invoices button at the bottom. You can also mark an invoice as paid on the View Invoice page. Click on the Add Payment button and complete the form. Reconciling bank statements. To reconcile your income and expenses to your bank, you first need to create a bank account. Go to Set Up Finances Bank Accounts and click on the Add Account button. Enter your bank details and your current bank balance in the Opening Balance field. This is important because this is used to work out your bank balance once you start adding and reconciling your bank statements to your SCM invoices and expenses. Now it is time to add a bank statement. Go to Finances, Accounts Bank Statements and click on Add Statement. Enter the relevant fields and click the Add Statement button. Now it is time to add your transactions for this bank statement. There are two ways to do this. 1. Import. If your bank provides a CSV export of your bank statements, use this option. Click on the Import Transactions button and select the exported file, then click Next Step. Match the columns in your import file to the fields in the database, then click Process Import. 2. Manual entry. If you don't have a CSV export, click on the Add Transaction button and enter the details, followed by clicking the Add Transaction button. Do this for each transaction on your bank statement. Click on the Reconcile button. At the top of the page, you will see your current bank balance and your current system balance. Below those, the page is split into two. The left-hand side lists all of the transactions on the bank statement. The right-hand side lists the functions used to either create a matching transaction, match an existing transaction, or split two or more transactions. Our first statement transaction is for £20, and covers the invoices for Garland Adams, and Arthur Anderson. So in this case we need to use the split function. Click on the Split tab, and select the two invoices in question, followed by the Reconcile button. Our next transaction is an expense, and is for a coach hire company. We haven't added a purchase invoice into SCM for this though, so this time we are going to use the Create tab. Click on it and select the account code, and adjust the details if need be, followed by the Reconcile button. Our last transaction is for an invoice that we marked as paid earlier, so we will be using the Match tab. The system will first list any invoice payments, shown here as income, followed by any invoice that haven't yet had any payments against them. Select the income record, then click on the Reconcile button and the system will reconcile that statement transaction to that invoice payment. The figures at the top will update and will go green when the two match, which means you are fully reconciled. If your statement contains more transactions, carry on with the rest. You can stop at any time and come back to carry on later. Once you have reconciled some statement transactions, you will see these on your Profit and Loss page. Go to Finances, Accounts, Profit and Loss. You will see here that the transaction we just reconciled is shown. Clicking on it will open a pop-up containing all of the income for that month. Click on the Export button to download an Excel version. Scroll down and you will see two charts. The first one is a bar chart of your income in green against your expenses in red. The second one is a line chart containing the same information, but with your profit and loss value for each month. To export a chart, click on the hamburger icon and select a format. When you have been using the system for over a year, you can change the current year at the top so you can compare against previous years. Thank you for watching. See you next time.